Well, hello, friends, and I think for the first time this season, just in time for the finale, I didn't mute myself when I started. Whether that is boding well for me and bad for the party or vice versa, we will have to see. But we are here for the season finale of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We have a lot going on, but one of the best things we have going on, Lauren, that salty ginger, is back with us this week as she is playing the centaur Amber, who is a bit forgetful, but boy oh boy, might be the one thing that could turn the tide. Well, we'll see. We'll see about all that. But before we can go forward, we have to go back. We will go around and get outros at the end of this glorious little shindig. And we will also discuss what's going to be going on in the future in this time slot in the short term. We have something coming up next week, which we will talk about at the end. But we've got way too much to do here on Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So when last we saw our group, a group that consisted of Sir Gorbrin, Garnet, Keogan, Karis, and the aforementioned centaur Amber, they were walking through the Willow Wood, being led by Amber to the tower of her mistress, it seemed. When they reached an open area, Garnet once again reacquired the path of their prey. The prey being this group that has descended into Undermountain with nefarious design. A design that is still mostly shrouded, their motivations unclear. But, as Dungeons and Dragons would have it, upon entering the clearing, the group was attacked, or at least 3 of them were attacked by a green dragon. This green dragon had, if green dragons themselves aren't unique enough, this green dragon had a sword embedded in its head, much like an Arthurian rock. They took to fighting, they took some damage, and then they took flight. As ultimately, Garnet, Sir Gorbrin, and the barbarian Keogan were riding this creature up and up and up. And while they knew they were underground and that this willow wood couldn't possibly be the forest it appeared, they continued to climb into the seemingly blue sky, 120 feet up. But it was at that time that, in combination with the barbarian Keogan, who had dislocated or at least injured a wing of the dragon enough to get it to stop its upward climb, the removal of the blade, a sentient blade nonetheless, by Garnet and Gorbrin helping, caused the dragon to fall asleep. That's great, the dragon's asleep, but the dragon is your source of propulsion, and the dragon is 120 feet up. None of you can fly, and the dragon is dropping. Upon the ground, the human Perry, Karis, and Amber watch as the dragon begins its descent. However, before that strange sight can be fully appreciated, another one appears as an elven woman, a druid perhaps, appeared carrying a multifaceted hand mirror. Inside the mirror there was a picture of a female goblin, looked to be a dragonborn, and the elven woman's own face. Her eyes were vacant, lifeless, you might say. And that is where we left off last episode. However, before we can continue forward, we have to go back further still. What exactly and where exactly is Deirdre Nahal, the White Witch, who their enemy has slipped to let reveal shouldn't be here? And so, it is at that moment in time, when the rest of the party vanished the illusion, we find out what has gone on with Deirdre Nahal. So Kika, as Deirdre Nahal is standing there, the demon that she had summoned put its hands around her waist. And while you witness the rest of the party vanishing, the thing that they did not witness was the ribbon of energy that seemed to leak from the area and walls around, the walls that had now been revealed by this illusion, and it whipped them. And as it did, they all disappeared. As soon as this ribbon returns back to the wall, it does not disappear, but perhaps like a string plucked, its vibration ended and it goes to rest in the corner. The demon politely releases you, bows its head, and says, "I was anticipating your needs."
Do you know where they went?
He looks over at the ribbon. "Through that, it's the weave."
I suppose that would be the weave unraveling a bit.
"You're the wizard."
Yes, I am a wizard. Ooh.
It narrows its eyes. "What would you have of me?"
Well, if no answer on where they went is forthright, I suppose you should stand guard. Or maybe you can scout along. Go look around, see if you can find anything interesting. Maybe you can find something to eat, or kill, or maim.
It smiles. Several of its bottom teeth are long and not necessarily tusk-like, but they have almost like a spiral nature to them as they jut above the upper lip. And you realize that this creature is giving you what would pass as a smile as it walks off through the illusion, cracking rock and smashing mushroom in its wake.
Have fun, don't stay out too late.
I won't.
I think Deirdre is going to activate her Eldritch Sight and inspect the weave.
Roll me an Arcana check, and I will say this: Deirdre Nahal has one advantage. I will be very benevolent, a keeper or a GM in this point, and say this might be a good chance or good time to use it, as you are looking upon the weave.
Will do. I'll get my my die-hard dice and roll it up. Same number on both, so that's a 19 total.
Okay. And with a 19, as I toss the bad cards away and pick the good card up, you see arrayed above you a network, almost a cage. And you see different pulses of not necessarily color, but almost like a hue, as if the air itself had a gaseous color quality to it, a fog, a mist. It's not painted on the rock. It's not one, it's everywhere, but it's defined. And as this rainbow of lattice work reveals itself above you to your eyes, you can see this erratic pulse through it. Nothing seems natural. Nothing seems regular. Everything seems broken and twisted and offbeat. It is a poor student learning the drum. It's rhythmless. It's chaos. There's nothing beautiful about it, but there is something troublesome. But in that, you also sense an understanding, and you are drawn to a particular section of the weave that you wouldn't have noticed without that roll. A section that looks and acts and behaves like it did before all of this happened. The last lighthouse of the troublesome seas.
Deirdre Nahal's first thought would be, now can I make some sort of ritual and use this intact piece of weave as a pattern of sorts to try to start fixing the weave a bit? That's her first thought.
That is an excellent question. And as it is on my card, I would like you to roll an Arcana with advantage since you scored a 19.
Yes. Oh, cool. I got a natural 20.
Okay, so much like the tracking that Garnet did earlier, you no longer have to roll Arcana checks during this little interlude. You just tell me what you'd like to do. So as you go over, it's almost right at your reach level as you're standing at the edge of what would be like the inside of a dome or an igloo. And as you go over, you're able to actually touch the weave and twist it. And you can see that in so doing, you can restore elements of it, but the damage is intense. It is perhaps catastrophic to the point where being this close to it, Kika, Deirdre Nahal would feel a nausea settling in her stomach as this essence is sick. And because of her proximity and relationship with this essence, perhaps she feels it as well.
Could I discern more about what might have caused this?
You believe that it is each of these colors that are flashing through. You're able to identify 7 distinct colors. You're able to see that they're distinct in that they all pulse the same hue in different threads of the weave. So it might not constantly be red, but they all move together. There might be several strands across the dome that go from red to blue to green to yellow to red to blue to green to yellow. And you notice 7 of these distinct patterns. And you believe that there has been something done at least 7 different instances to cause this calamity.
Would it be much of a leap to assume that different colors correspond to different sorts of schools of magic?
Could very well have something to do with that, yes.
Okay.
I will also let you know this, that you believe even in its weakened state, well, or because of its weakened state, the weave itself is more open. It's as if it's desperate. And the weave is lashing out. It's reaching hands out to grasp at something to stay afloat. And in so doing, if you know what to look for, much like somebody would set up a sacred site along a ley line, you believe that powers can be augmented provided the weave behaves itself for you. Illusions will be stronger, much stronger, to the point where they have physical substance beyond the psychological aspects of the spell. You also believe that teleportation or travel along this network of the weave would be possible. And because of your natural 20, you now currently are in possession of the Fey teleportation feat. Once every long rest, you may Misty Step that does not act as a spell. It is an innate ability.
Dang, that is nice.
So with this revelation, and this takes a while, 20, 30, 45 minutes, as you're sitting there watching this, an hour goes by too, you're able to discern this information about this particular section, but you can also see it, much like the Matrix reveals itself to Neo you're beginning to see the world. You're beginning to see the weave with the world around it instead of the world with the weave in it.
I think, just from curiosity that Deirdre Nahal would have, she would also try to see if she can detect the shadow weave at all.
Yes.
And if it is damaged in any way.
You can't detect that, but where you shouldn't be able to feel it, you feel that its presence is growing.
Okay, that's not good. Welp. There's a lot of things I would like to do with this, but it also requires a lot of time and like setting up like a camp and but she also needs to figure out where those other so-and-sos went. So she probably will call her demon back to her, if possible.
You hear it coming way before you see it, and then its head pops above a wilted and dying and decaying toadstool as it... Yes.
Find anything?
No.
Well, if you have any valuable secrets to trade, I have a good one that you might be interested in.
What do you have?
Well, if I tell you, then you have it, and then it's not valuable anymore.
Well, then if I tell you, you'll have mine.
Yes, but I'm more trustworthy.
There's no logic in that.
There's lots of logic in that.
Words.
What, do you want, like, blood or something?
An oath. Secret for a secret.
Of course.
If you do not give me a secret, I can stay. If I do not give you a secret, I will accept the 100 years.
But what if I want you to stay?
You don't have that kind of power.
But if we make it an oath, then...
That's outside of your power. Do you want a secret? I do.
I do want a secret.
I smelled an archfey in the group, hiding beneath a suit of skin.
How much power does this archfey have?
He's an archfey. A lot.
Can you give me a scale, though? Give me an example of an archfey of comparable power.
Where's my secret?
Oh, it's a very good secret. You're very impatient. Will you give me that bit of information after I give you mine?
Trust.
That's very funny coming from a demon.
I like you. Not a lot, but a little.
The feeling's mutual. You're pretty alright for a demon. I'll give you this. The weave seems to be coming apart, starting from here, but I do believe it will spread.
In your expert opinion, what does that mean for the binding circles?
Give me your second part, and I will give you that information.
You're looking at a deity among you. For what it's worth. I smell the seasons about him. That's not good.
Better than dealing with the Raven Queen.
The circles, will they hold if the weave fails?
What would I know? Like, I'm asking out of character, what would I know regarding that?
Well, you would know that a lot of wizards are stupid. And a lot of wizards like to keep, at the very least, pre-painted and configured summoning circles, usually in their towers, because wizards. If the weave fails and magic disappears, then those circles would no longer have their binding agents. And if the demons still possess their own magics, they could walk right through.
Well then, knowing that, Deirdre Nahal is just going to give him a knowing smile and laugh.
Yes, they will.
They most likely would not be any problem for anyone anymore.
Oh, this is a good day.
I'd say it's a mixed bag, but for you, I suppose so. You get to have a nice juicy secret, and you get to be in my lovely company.
I'm feeling joy, I think. I have another secret for free.
Oh?
The group that you're tracking, I can smell them too. One of mine is among them.
Oh, surely not one as possessed of power and majesty such as yourself, though.
Of course not. One of the slinkier, hidey ones.
Oh, of course. Would you mind terribly to lead the way?
I'm afraid that our time is almost up, is it not?
I suppose. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I hope that we can do business again in the future.
I do as well. If you need to call on me, my name is Cadel. As far as you know.
She probably got visibly excited too for a second.
And he smiles that spiral-toothed, crooked grin again.
Well then, fare thee well, Cadel.
Oh, I have so many things to not tell.
And he turns and you see him walking away, and he just gets smaller and smaller as his perspective dims, but he doesn't seem to make any progress until he's gone.
Well then, let's see if I can poke this weave in just the right way to catch up with the party.
Once again, we will start rolling out as soon as you leave this sequence, but Deirdre Nahal, it takes you maybe another 15-20 minutes, and you can actually see fingerprints and footprints of your fellows as it rushes along the weave. And you think, without any real effort, you could ride it as well.
Oh my god, I surf on the weave.
Absolutely.
This is so cool.
So are you entering?
Yeah.
And Kika, as soon as Deirdre Nahal enters the weave, she feels the rush as the nausea of the sickness becomes more that of a spiraling stomach brought on by movement as you are pulled and the various lights swing by your eyes in a blur of color. And you know no more for now. As we cut back to the rest of the group, and to cut back to the rest of the group, it is only fair to point out once again that Sir Gorbrin, Kyogen, and Garnet are dropping through the sky. We have Amber and we have Karis on the ground, split attention between the plummeting dragon and the mysterious elven druid behind you. I need to know, since I believe we left our initiative order off on... Whoop, we're headed... Karis. We are on the ground group now, Karis, and then we will go to Sir Gorbrin. But I will let you all know there is only one round of plummet. So we'll see what happens as Karis, you look up and you see the dragon falling.
Is the dragon within 60 feet of me?
It will be soon.
Okay. I feel like I said that I was holding a healing word. I don't know if that's expired by now, because I think that a round passed.
Right. What we're going to do is this. You're holding a healing word, and I know what you go ahead and tell me. What is your ultimate plan with your healing word?
I'm going to heal one of them. I'm going to heal Kyogen when he gets within range of me.
Are you going to heal him while he's still airborne, or is your idea to splat heal? Like, what's the sequence of events here?
Splat heal.
Okay.
Bring him back when he goes under.
No roll required if it's a splat heal. So we're going to go up, and I'm going to skip over to Amber, and then we're going to take Gorbrin Garnet, and Kyogen all at once. So Amber, same, you have this woman that definitely looks like the person that you were going around and finding. But then you turn and you see the plummeting dragon. What does Amber do?
And the dragon's asleep?
Dragon, from this distance, the dragon doesn't appear to be moving and its eyes are closed.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, she had been heading toward the lady with the mirror, because she was pretty and it was pretty and shiny. But now, if the kitty looks hurt, I guess I'm going to try and heal the kitty, Greg.
You're going to try to heal the dragon?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the range on the spell that you want to heal with?
It'd be 60.
Okay. So you're trying the opposite. Instead of splat heal, you're trying heal before splat.
Yeah, so hopefully she doesn't know if anything more is wrong with it. She doesn't know what's going on with the sword. So she's trying to get it to kind of pull up at the last second by waking up, so they don't go.
Gotcha. Okay, here's what I would like you to do, because this is more not will your prayer be answered, but can you time it right? Can you time the delivery of your healing prayer to the dragon before impact. And so I need a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Just to see if you can get this
Yeah,
timed
I'll
up
just
right.
use one of my advantages on that.
Gotcha. You're
And
down.
of course. A 16, but I believe we're still blessed. Sir
I believe
Gorbrin.
so.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. So 16 plus 2 is 18.
Okay. So with an 18, as it's descending, you are going to be able to get your heal spell off in time. Go ahead and roll for me the amount that you will heal, and we will do this all in a big smoosh as a lot of things are about ready to happen. But as you are doing this, you both, Karis and Amber, you turn your back on the woman to concentrate on what's going on ahead. Let's cut to the sky. As 120 becomes 110, 190, 80, I will ask first, Gorbrin, you may have one action, as this is not a full round. This can be a bonus action or an action, but you may only have one of those. This goes for everybody on board the dragon.
Gorbrin is going to stare at Garnet wide-eyed and is going to take his shield, put her into a hug, put the shield behind her, and like use him and the shield as like a shock absorption for Garnet. So he's gonna grab her and like, and if possible, maybe do a cure wounds at the same time because it's a touch spell.
Once again, let's see. Can we get, normally no problem, but can we get this all done the way that he wants it done in the time that he has to do it? So roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Okay.
Low DC on this one. This is just,
All right, that's gonna be a 17.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do it. So if you want to cure, the top off Sir Gorbrin. We got some plot armor that's just come in from Levi. Levi, thank you, my friend.
Thank you. And let me grab my D8.
It's okay. I'm Beacon of Hope, so I get back.
Okay,
heals.
so 12.
Okay. I didn't need that much.
You're the squishiest one, and like that's gonna hurt. Like I don't want you to.
Yeah, I mean, those 7 hit points might make the difference. It's true.
Oh, and the kitty gets 7 hit points too, Greg.
7 hit points for the kitty. Excellent. As we go from Gorbrin to Garnet. Garnet, I'm assuming that you're not fighting against Gorbrin. If this is what he's doing and you'll allow it. Yeah. He's forming the forever known as the Paladin Hug, as
Yeah.
Hey, I love it. Wednesday night, so.
Yeah. So. Okay. I have this sword. I'm still like holding it, so it's probably like I'm like hugging it now because I'm being hugged, and she's gonna be like, "Can you do anything about this, or am I just gonna die now?"
Chances are you're going to die. My God.
What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
My name's Gorbrin. What are you talking about?
Sorry, what's the sword's name?
It's Lionel.
Oh. I'm Garnet. Nice to talk to you.
I know. What are you?
The sword is talking. It's fine. Don't worry about it, Gorbrin.
I hope we can continue our discussion in 4 or 5 seconds.
I mean, maybe?
Fingers crossed.
That's I mean, I don't have anything to do. I can make a perception check to spot a hidden creature or object. But
Sure.
that's about it. Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
That was a nat 20.
It's a nat 20? Awesome, because with a nat 20, you see a flash of color, and about 50 feet away is Deirdre Nahal on her broom.
Deirdre, help, please!
What?
The dragon is asleep and we're gonna die!
Okay, yeah, this is way too much conversation. So, Deirdre Nahal, as Garnet, as you kind of peek around the plate mail airbag that you have, thank you, Levi, you see the arrival in this spray of color and cloud. Deirdre Nahal, as she arrives on her broom, Deirdre, in front, you see exactly as described, a plummeting dragon, 3 of your co-workers clutched to the back. I will allow you to roll initiative. If you get, I think a 15 is higher than what you would need. So if you get a 15 or higher on your initiative, you can act this round.
Okay. +4. That is a 16.
So you may act this round, but not until we hear from Keogan. So as you pop in, you are 50 feet away from the dragon, and you are, you know, as the crow flies going towards it. Garnet, you see the arrival. Keogan, make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, this is great timing. Okay. I'm going to do so with advantage. So I'm burning an advantage. I was not part of Beacon of Hope, unfortunately, so. Oh, thank you, God.
For a moment, the smell of smoke again begins to assault your senses, but somehow you are able to push it back as the willow wood blurs for a moment, but then regains the foliage as it's rushing up towards you. This green and grass and flower-filled field is stretched out and becoming, you know, much larger as you fall. What would you like to do as you are dropping?
About how high up are we?
120, 10, 100. By the time you get around it, you're like 80, 75, 70.
Okay.
Getting ahead of steam.
So free action, I'm going to shout to Gorbrin. You shall not fall this day, shiny human.
We're falling right now!
And I'm going to sprint towards them, grab them both, and jump off the back of the dragon, turning my body towards the ground.
Okay, it's at this moment that I mean, physics is still a thing in D&D. And have you guys ever seen those balls that people put on their desks that as the force goes between, just so we... Okay. But yes, I will allow that as an action, provided Gorbrin and Garnet allowed to be... So the Paladin hug becomes the Barbarian hug, if allowed. I will look at both players to see if they agree to be pulled free from the dragon.
I don't know what happens, though. The metaphysics I mean, it's either the plate mail airbag or meat airbag, so I'm gonna leave that up to Garnet.
Okay, so Garnet?
Okay, so if we fall this round, Keogan is raging, so he's only going to take half damage.
Keogan is
I'm-
not raging.
Yes,
Yeah, he took damage last round. He's raging.
No, you
The dragon-
dropped
the dragon-
damage. You dropped damage as you came back
He raged
up.
again.
Yeah, I re-raged to attack. Yeah, trust me.
He
I
did.
took-
He raged
Okay.
again, and then he bent the dragon wing. I remember.
Oh. Okay, when you attacked with the dragon wing, I apologize. I scratched out your first rage. I will put up your second rage. Go ahead.
Okay. So he's raging. He's gonna take half damage if we fall this round, and I will be protected by both. Okay, I think yes.
Okay. So, as the only person that could further complicate this scenario, as this is a scene out of the original Point Break where Keanu Reeves jumps out of the plane to catch Patrick Swayze without the chute, because Johnny Utah is crazy. As the three of you are drifting away from the Green Dragon, Kika, Deirdre Nahal sees this happen. You have a chance to act. What would you like to try?
Well, what I would like to try is, since my broom of flying doesn't require attunement, I would like to fly it over to them, have it go in, like wedge itself into this like huddle mass, and then jump off, and then just fall until I'm about 30 feet above the ground, and then Misty step onto the ground.
Okay, so
Would
you're
that
going
work?
You're going to rocket. Okay, so you know that the weight limit is greatly exceeded on the broom. What is your hope here? That the broom's buoyancy will slow them down a bit? Is that the? I want to make sure I understand what you're trying before we.
Yes, just trying to slow them.
Okay.
Plus, it's funny to me.
Right. By the way, Wizards of the Coast, if you ever need anybody to write an article on a flying broom and how to use it other than flying, please contact Kika immediately.
Just
as
contact
this is like
me for writing all sorts of weird stuff.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. I want you to roll a Arcana check, and this is specifically to get the broom to hit the pile in the right way.
Okay. Come on, big money.
Is this a check or a save?
21.
Okay, so with a 21, you're able to do exactly what you say as you lawn dart the broom in between. So Gorbrin and Keoghan, you would feel this piece of wood kind of pass between your legs and wedge in amongst all of you. There's a momentary pause that just kind of makes the stomach flutter a bit, but I mean, from your current, you're not sure if it's going to help. Mechanically, I will say it will help. It'll take away about 10 to 20 feet, if that makes sense.
I'd like to think that before this happens and they kind of fall off, Gorbrin just shouts, it's like, Garnet, I want you to know, whatever happens, you're my best friend.
DNA Hall just, of course this is happening. Of course.
And of course, from the ground too, Karis and Amber would witness the flight of the White Witch, the darting of the broom, and exactly what Deirdre Nahal is trying will occur as you get it close to 30 feet. You kind of appear about 2-3 feet above the ground and, land. It's as graceful as can be. But I would like both of our party members on the ground, Karis and Amber, to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Natural 20.
That'll work.
That is a 5
That
total.
won't. Okay.
Mhm.
So,
Hey, friend.
Amber, as you cast your spell to the now riderless and, I don't know, occupancy-free dragon, you instill a 7 hit point boost as the yellowed eyes of the dragon open, and you see one wing as it breaks itself a bit, but still kind of crashes and slides to the ground. It definitely was able to save itself, but as the rest of the group hits, we are going to roll 10d6. For 42 damage, as each of you receive this 42 damage, it passes through everyone. Deirdre Nahal's broom was able to absorb 20 feet of buffered resistance, basically gave you an airbag, if you will, but this was a head-on collision with the world. So, with 42, how's everyone doing?
I'm still conscious. I'm alive.
Garnet is unconscious but stabilizes immediately. Her the under her leather armor, the garnet necklace glows brightly, and her breathing normalizes.
Oh yeah, because you got the periaptive wound closure.
Yep, periaptive wound closure.
Fantastic. So as this incredible crunch hits the ground, you are all prone. So Gorbrin, Keoghan, Garnet, of course, you're all on your backs in the field of flower. And Amber, as you look around, the dragon's kind of lolling and righting itself as it too seems to have been knocked akimbo a bit, kind of giving itself an action to get back up. But when you turn, Karis is standing and staring straight ahead, through where the dragon had been and passed, looking at a space in the middle distance, as is Perry.
Oh, right. He is here. Karis! I'm going to trot over to Karis. And hop in, leap, do a little trot in front of her.
She's just straight ahead.
Can I get up in her face and look at her eyes? Karis! Did I forget your name? I swear that was it. What looks like is does it look like she's in trance? Does it look like she's paralyzed? What's wrong with her?
Roll me a perception check or an investigation.
Well, I will pick one of those.
Yeah.
It will be the perception.
While this is
18.
While this is going on, Corber's just gonna oh god, and just put a hand on.
Oh yeah, I'll get to you all quickly. I'll get to you all quickly. As with an 18, you say, Lauren?
Mm-hmm.
When you look into the eyes of Karis, you see shadows and movement passing over the orbs, as if something is beneath the surface of... Something is just beneath the surface of the containment of the eye, as if the eye itself is more orb of a mystical nature than of a organic visual one. It's like there's a theater or a show being performed.
All right. Trying to figure out if Amber would know what to do. Does she look like if it's mystical in nature, would I assume this is a curse of some kind, or?
You're not sure. It definitely looks like, with an 18 and a perception, she doesn't appear to be in distress, and normally curses are something that kind of are cumulative, they get worse and worse and worse. So this is something that you're not real sure. She just seems to be staring.
Weird. Okay, Carriage, you stay there. I think that is what you're gonna do anyway, no matter what I say. And I will be right back, because I think someone's asleep over there. They had a tumble. Yeah, you look great. Keep on doing what you're doing. I'm gonna go trot over to the group.
Okay. So as you are on your way over to the group, let us cut to, you'll pass Deirdre Nahal on your way to the jumbled mass that is Kyogen, Gorbrin, and Garnet. And Deirdre Nahal, we're going to be out of combat right now, despite the fact that there is a green dragon about 50 feet away. Right now, we're just going to kind of cut to what we can see.
I want to get my broom back.
It's in there, like, it's sticking up like a flag. So you can...
Yeah, just like...
You can kind of like reverse claim the paladin. I do not claim this paladin.
I'll leave you guys alone for, 10 minutes? Honestly. Honestly.
I rode a dragon. That was amazing.
Well, I guess if you've never ridden a dragon before...
It's at this point that you would all realize that Garnet's not moving.
No one does anything. Gorman's gonna look over at her. So, oh, 1 second. And he's gonna put a hand on her and he's gonna cast his Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Healing's maxed.
So that's gonna be 20 hit points returned.
Hey, look at that. I'm almost back up to full.
And he's gonna make sure she's okay. He's gonna grab the sword so she doesn't cut herself.
No, don't grab my sword. Actually, when she wakes up, she's gonna be like, oh my god, Lionel, I lived!
Well, not really, but they helped you.
I mean, I didn't.
Something
Did I
helped
die? I don't think I died.
I don't know. The line was disconnected for a moment.
Darn
Maybe
it.
what? Hi.
Sword explain.
Oh, this is Lionel.
Apparently it can talk.
Hello.
Oh, it's sentient. Okay.
Yeah.
There are more names to learn.
I mean, yeah, this is Lionel. Lionel's the sword that was in the dragon's head. And then when we pulled it out of the dragon's head, the dragon went to sleep.
Oh, the dragon's awake now. Isn't that great?
Oh.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna... And he just gets up and he starts walking over to said dragon.
Oh, something's wrong with Karis and Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh my god, don't.
What? What's
Why
wrong
does
with
everybody always have to immediately go do things?
So, Corbin,
Their eyes are busy.
Can we collect ourselves first before we go engage the dragon in conversation, I assume?
Garnet is gonna go over to Perry.
Okay.
Urban's gonna look at Karis too.
Is it the same thing, like the shadowy eyes stuff?
Yes, but without a perception check, when you look into the eyes of Perry, you see the brambles. You see home.
Perry?
Are they charmed?
Did we see the druid lady with the mirror? Good.
I've got something for this.
She's just gonna poke at Perry.
He's pliant. He's not like he's frozen or his muscles aren't stiff to the point where, I mean, you could probably even, move his arms and puppet him around. He's just holding his position. He's not like clenching. It's like a hold person spell or anything like that.
I try to use Awakened Mind to talk into Karis's mind.
Ooh.
It's interesting. Well, we're going to do something that is the privy of me. Deirdre Nahal, you can join Karis in a Yuan-Ti temple that she is currently walking through. Karis, you are walking step through the inch or two of swamp water that has crept inside of this temple. It's a place that you've only really ever seen in your dreams. A place that your eyes did witness, but youth clouds, especially youth of just months instead of years. But it seems to hold the shape that your mind gifted to you in those blurred visions. And as you look around and you see iconography of flying serpents and other aspects of your people's heritage, you are gifted then with the bodies of the fallen, as you see that several, but not enough, 5, 6, there should be more, but you see figures that resemble you now, full grown, Yuan-Ti, in states of not murder or carnage, but sacrifice. All of them are arrayed and bound, and all of them have been dispatched in a sacrificial manner. And there are 7 hooded figures all around these fallen Yuan-Ti. Deirdre Nahal, though Karis cannot see you, you are 3 steps behind her.
I think Deirdre would actually observe for a few moments silently.
Do I have any awareness about the physicality and reality of what I see?
You have full range of movement. Your ability in this place is the same as it was before whatever happened to you in the quote-unquote real world. You may walk, you may talk, you may move. You seem to have substance, you seem to have singular thought. You seem sentient. You seem yourself in this place.
Do I remember where I just was and maybe think of the fact that, oh, it's a little odd that I'm all of a sudden in the temple again?
Absolutely, yeah. You are
Okay.
fully aware of where you've come from.
I shout to the figures. How much longer are you going to play at illusions, and why won't you just come and face me?
You see them all shift as they look around, seemingly incapable of pinpointing where this voice is coming from. But one of them steps forward and addresses the air 10 yards off to your left. Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare, apparently.
Show
And the
yourself.
sacrifices have done nothing but to upset me, so really, you all are in for quite the terrible time, aren't you?
The largest of the 7 reaches up and grabs the hood and pulls it down, revealing a massive figure, angular, with a smooth jaw that juts forward just a bit, giving an almost feral quality to this bestial man. The eyes dark beneath a paint strip of black as he glares around, and you see the eyes begin to sparkle and crack with some type of energy. And as they glow from an internal light, they focus not on you, but on Deirdre Nahal behind you.
There.
And you see this massive individual point. As the hood drops, he pulls up a secondary head wrap of some kind that seems to be the half skull, half construct of a dire wolf that he rests on the top of his head.
That's interesting.
Do I see and hear there in the hall?
If you
Turn to
turn
look.
if you turn to look, you'll see a almost ethereal Deirdre Nahal. You can see through her, but they seem to see what you see.
This might be why they fear us. That's interesting.
I don't know, they seem kind of angry. You do realize this isn't like an illusion. You're sort of in a non-responsive state right now. You should probably wake up. Unless
Pretty
you want
sure
to...
it's not as simple as that.
If you say so.
Another one of the hooded figures, two of them in fact, step forward, and Deirdre Nahal, you would see their hands begin to move, stretching across and tracing the symbols and gestures of arcane practice.
Oh, you're gonna cast a spell at me? Ooh, spooky. You could just ask me to leave, you know?
They
Like
are.
adults. Oh. Use your words.
Can I get up close to them and look under their hoods, since they can't seem to see me?
You sure can. Roll me a stealth roll, however, as you are getting close to them.
I'm going to roll this with advantage. I get so few opportunities to roll, so I might as well use it. Ooh, natty 20.
There's those
So that's
advantages.
a 23.
Okay, so with a natural 20, which can do anything in this world, the one thing that you can't do is stop the dispelling of the magic that is concentrated towards Deirdre Nahal. Deirdre, you are removed from the area as you feel your connection to this scene vanish. But as you do so, you see cars creeping forward.
Can I just reconnect? Because it's a free ability.
Right, we'll see. You get pushed out for this moment. But as you get pushed out, and Karis, as you sweep forward, I will tell you this. There is the person that talked initially. There is a middle-sized person that seems to be off to the right. There is a smaller hooded figure that seems to the left. There are the two figures together. There's obviously that great wolf-headed person. And in the very back, there's a very small figure with the hood up as well.
They don't get to see like their faces.
You can pick one to get close to. So the one that talked, the two that seem to be practicing magic, there's one middle-sized one off to the right, one smaller one off to the left, and one that is very small in stature in the back.
The one who talked.
Okay.
Please.
When you get close and you look up into the hood that's very deep, covering just almost between the area of eye and nose, you see the very fine, angular features of a fae. And as you look, you could swear there's elements of garnet in there as well. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
I kind of have advantages to burn, and it's the season finale, so I'm going to use another advantage.
Sure.
That's going to be a 14.
Okay. What ends up happening now is a 14 was the DC. You feel yourself being pulled from this scene as you feel the numbness return to your body in the glade, as you see your friends looking at you and looking away and addressing the scene, and both you and Deirdre Nahal sort of come to or are aware at the same time that you both have returned to this place, even though Deirdre Nahal really doesn't vanish or have leave of her senses, but she's kind of reacquired in this world. Who is holding Lionel? Garnet? Okay.
We're buds now. I'm going to give it to Gorbrin eventually, but right now I'm getting to know him.
Okay. Gorbrin, you are approaching the dragon, correct?
No, I went to Charis after Deirdre say, hey, maybe we should group up. So he's watching this and it's like, I don't have time for this. And he's going to pull out his pipe. And he's going to pull out a little bit of what seems to be silver shaded tobacco. He's going to put it into his pipe, light it, take a long, deep breath, and just like through the smoke, it's going to say, it's time to wake up. And he's going to spew this kind of silver mist, and he's going to cast Calm Emotions on Perry and Karis. You attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people. Each humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range must make a charisma saving throw. A creature can choose to fail this saving throw if it wishes. If a creature fails its saving throw, you can choose one of the two following effects. And the effect I choose is you can suppress any effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened. When the spell ends, any suppressed effect resumes, provided that its duration has not expired in the meantime.
Okay.
So
Perry
I'm
would
basically
then...
trying to get rid of, if it's a charm, to snap them out of it for a bit.
We're going to say that Perry comes out of it. Darn it.
Oh! Hey.
Gorbrin, as you're smoking, you're still approaching the dragon, correct? This was all like a...
Well, sure, but does Karis want to snap out of it? Or does she try to make this saving throw?
Karis is snapping out on her own.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So sure, he's going to walk over to the dragon with no spell slots left.
I will go with Sir Gorbrin to the
Gorbrin, do you even speak Draconic?
Do you speak Draconic?
I can speak to anything with my mind.
Do you mind coming along? I don't want this thing to think that we're hostile to it.
I could also perform a ritual to cast Comprehend Languages.
Then I'm going to need your help with this.
As the two of you are walking towards the dragon and galloping, I don't know, I don't know. What's a half gallop? What's that called? A
trot?
Gallop?
I've been trotting.
Okay.
That's what I do. I trot.
Okay. So as you trot up, the dragon turns and seems to be getting ready to inhale.
It's easy.
And its eyes light on the paladin, rage filling, as its eyes go past the paladin to Garnet, but settle on what's in Garnet's hand. And it immediately, the eyes go wide, the mouth goes closed, and it begins to back up as if it were a scalded dog. And you just see as it shies away and just streaks along the ground backwards.
He's gonna try to calm it down. It's like we mean you no harm.
Do I notice this, that the dragon's afraid of the sword?
Yes, and you hear a chuckle.
Okay, so Garnet had been like poking Perry this whole time, but sees when she sees it, she's gonna like wave the sword around and be like, "Go on, go away,
It's like,
bad kitty,
you're,
go away, bad kitty,
you're not helping the situation.
go away." And she's
Deirdre
just gonna
Nahal
like
is just
wave
going
the
to
sword in the
awaken-
dragon's
yeah.
face.
Deirdre Nahal is going to awaken mind into the dragon's mind and say, "I am so sorry. I cannot take them anywhere."
As for the intelligent response that you respected, you just simply hear "Ah! Ah!" as it's screaming and immediately turns and takes flight into the air, flying away from the source of its imprisonment for the last 62 years.
Well,
Goodbye, dragon. Everybody wave goodbye to the dragon.
Bye.
Hi, kitty. So what's with you and the kitty?
Who, me?
I think she's talking to the sword.
Oh.
Do you know the kitty?
It's
Who
a
are you talking
dragon.
I was gonna try to make a new friend. We need them down here.
It's a green dragon.
It tried to kill us like
Didn't
a
attack
bunch.
it.
It's just because it's a green dragon doesn't mean that it's bad.
I mean, yeah, but it tried to kill us.
Well, you attacked it too.
I'm pretty sure the sword is what caused the issue.
Well,
Guilty!
Lionel, what did you do to the dragon?
We were, listen, it was part of, do you know how boring it is if you don't have somebody to hold you or walk around with you? I have no feet. I can't go anywhere. I was in a dragon, which was nice. I could control it. I made Willow. She was here, I thought, the druid woman. We had an agreement. Any interlopers I would murder via dragon. And, I got to keep the dragon. But then you all came along and seemed pretty forthright, so...
You were gonna murder me?
I didn't know you.
I thought we were friends.
We are
I
now.
think Deirdre Nahal will project into Gorbrin's mind. Maybe you should see if the sword is evil.
I think that's a good point. I don't think I'm getting half the conversation, but the whole murder thing is right. And he's gonna do divine sense.
What does that tell you?
Well, divine sense, anything as an action, I can detect good and evil until the end of next turn. You can sense anything affected by the house spell or know the location of any celestial fiend and undead within 60 feet. It doesn't have Fae. I was wrong about that. Within 60 feet, that's not behind total cover.
You
so
detect...
is it good or evil?
No.
I think it's not bad, but it's not good either.
Kyogen, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
God damn it.
Oh,
I just use calm emotions.
Oh.
I'm gonna straight roll it.
Is he within 10 feet of me? Probably not.
13.
As this is going on, Kyogen, you've become accustomed in this short period of time that when this all goes down and Deirdre Nahal scolds everyone for actions and not talking, and this, I've noticed as your dungeon masters that Kyogen pulls back a bit. As you are pulling back a bit, Kyogen, you blink once, you blink twice, and you are surrounded by flaming piles. They seem to be glowing with a orange and red light. Your friends are gone.
How close are the piles?
They seem to be in a line, and they seem to be headed off to the north.
I sort of look around, trying to see if I can see the party or anything, as I slowly approach the first pile.
as you get closer, you can't see what's burning. The flames and the light, it's too great. But the smell on the wind is not one of wood smoke. There is a cooked element to the scent. It is familiar.
Immediately, Kyoga just screams out, "No!" And he just starts following the flames.
Roll me a perception check, everybody.
It's with advantage.
Dirty 20.
25.
18.
Nat 20.
Anybody that got more than an 8, you see the massive Goliath running off in the direction of the tower.
Wait, what? Wait.
Running after him.
Hop on, Carrot.
Absolutely.
Do you want to
Kyoga.
get on? I'm fast.
Oh, I go. We're going.
Gorbrin's gonna look to the druid.
There is no
Gonna say-
druid.
What?
But Gorbrin with a nat 20, I will tell you that there is a golden hand mirror sitting in the middle of the field.
He's gonna walk over to it, just super confused and not trusting what's going on. He's gonna divine sense the mirror
Oh yeah,
to
this
see if
is
it's
evil.
good or bad. He's gonna and he hasn't done this before, but he's gonna draw his sword, which is the same kind of like kind of broken drow blade, and he's gonna take the sword. I'm tired of magic, and he's going to slam the tip of it into the mirror. Try to break it.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no!
Bad luck.
It's gonna be a 22.
Okie dokie.
You take 500,000 damage.
Pretty much.
You know, I thought this would be a good idea, besides not touching it, but in hindsight, this is probably the worst idea.
You take
Second worst.
7 points of 7 points of lightning damage, and your
Is this
So-
half damaged? Or no?
no, I just halved it for you. Instead of 8, you get 7. Instead of 15, you get 7.
Okay.
And your sword shatters.
Oh!
Kara,
that's
should we
convenient.
stop? Should we stop or should we keep going?
Go! Go! Oh.
I
We're
just
going.
following Kyo again.
Okay.
Lionel, I have a question.
Yes.
If I give you to my friend,
Which
are you
one?
gonna? That's not the point. If I
Well,
give
it
you to my
is.
friend, are
I
you
like
gonna
you.
try and take control of him?
No.
I would like to insight check the sword, please.
Go right ahead.
That is an 18.
You're pretty sure he's telling the truth.
Why did you take control of the dragon then?
Can I be frank?
I mean, I thought you were Lionel.
That's a good one. See, I want to stay with you. But the dragon was an asshole. He was going around and killed a couple of those that centaur people.
Oh, that's not very nice.
I was kind of
Okay.
like a we took a bad thing and made it good.
Okay. Well, you're very nice, and I'd like to keep like hanging out sometimes, but I'm a short sword kind of girl, and my friend over there just lost his sword. He stabbed a mirror and it broke.
Does he seem like the type of person you should be giving a brand new sword that you like to? Should I mean, he just broke his old one and you're going to give me? Why don't you give him your short sword? He seems like a short sword kind of guy.
Wearing a fucking god grin.
Lionel, I'm very flattered, but I promise you, the boss is really a good person and is much better at using swords than I am, and honestly uses swords a lot more than I do. Things are usually dead before I even get a chance. So if you like to hit things a lot, Gorbrin's probably your best bet.
I mean, not particularly. You know how messy you get? Anyway, I like us. You're frankly, or fairly, and I'm frank. Yeah. Fine.
I mean,
Listen,
we can still hang out. Is it like a connection broken? I give it I can't just talk to you.
You have to
weekends off with him. Like weekend visiting.
I'm his personal assistant, so I clean a lot of his stuff sometimes. So I mean, I'm sure I'd be taking care of you still.
Well, can we have a safe word? So I could say it that I really don't like him, and then you can make up something?
Will you still be able to talk to me while he's holding you?
No, I'm relying on you to regain possession of me occasionally.
Oh. Okay. Sure. So she's gonna turn to Corbin. Okay.
Well, what's the safe word? Quick.
You have to say it, or else everybody else will know it.
Succotash.
Okay. Gorbrin,
Oh,
are you okay?
That was a bad idea.
Yeah, it really was.
It seemed like a good idea, but it's a bad idea.
So.
Don't touch the mirror. It's bad. It's very
This is a terrible idea. He has no idea what he's doing.
What? Well, tell me what did he do?
He just struck an arcane object.
He did.
I'm an arcane object. I could be the strike. Whatever.
Are you an evil arcane object though? Because I'm pretty sure he only likes to hit evil arcane things.
No. What if he finds something evil and bigger, and I'm what he uses to hit it? But whatever. Just listen. Tonight, pick me up.
Gorbrin, this is Lionel. Lionel is very nice, and Lionel is my friend. So, you have to promise to treat him very nicely and not pull that thing that you did just now and then shatter Lionel. And Lionel would like to talk to me sometimes.
I know I had the hilt, but...
Oh, it's true. He had your hilt.
You put it on. You're holding me by it. That's what it... Yeah, when you guys drove the hilt, remember Gorbrin put the hilt on when you all were up in the dragon.
Yeah, that's... No, but I mean, but he has your hilt, so that it was given to him as a gift, so that must mean an important thing. He's supposed to have you or something.
What? What? What year is it? I'm being bequeathed because he was given a hilt? Oh, fine. Just pick me up tonight.
You should, whatever you are talking about, you should mention that the hilt was from the future.
Oh, the hilt was from the future.
Important.
Can you hear? Do I have to relate everything, or can you just hear what other people
I don't hear anything.
I'm asking Lionel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, he doesn't know that. He's
No, Lionel knows that only you can hear him. So,
but can Lionel hear what everybody else is saying?
Yes, Lionel has full sensory awareness to everything else.
Okay. Yeah, it was from the future.
Well, that begs a question then, doesn't it, Garnet? Apparently this sop does something to make me get broken, and in the future all they find is my goddamn handle. Fine.
Look, I'm really sorry. It feels really important, like somebody spent a whole lot of money to make sure that Gorbrin has this sword, and it feels really unfair that I just take you because we're friends. And you'll like the boss. He's a good person. He's my friend. Okay? Do you trust me?
What's
I
it
guess.
saying?
He's just a little bit nervous because he saw what happened to your last sword.
You're an idiot.
Shush.
Maybe you should keep the sword. Maybe I shouldn't have any. I don't really like using swords in the first place, unless I have to.
I mean, I can keep it, I guess, but you need a sword. There's
told
dragons
you.
and stuff in here.
He's a
Am I
short
gonna
sword
go
kinda
insane like the dragon? Are you insane right now? Is this what's going on?
No, I don't think I'm insane.
Oh, just give me to him.
Okay, just talk to him. He's very nice, but I have to talk to him when we camp, okay? He asked me to talk to him at the end of the night.
Of course. It's gonna kind of gingerly take the sword in his hands.
As soon as the connection, right before the connection is broken, Garnet, you would hear, "I'll miss you."
Hello.
Hello, mighty warrior. My name is Lionel. I hope to perform brave deeds and acts of great heroism with you in this, our greatest of quests. Tally ho!
Does he always talk like this?
I don't know, how is he talking?
He sounds like one of those fairy tale knights from a bad book.
Lionel, come on. You can I promise you. Okay? We have a deal, all right? I'm not gonna look, I'm a fey creature. I don't know if you've ever met fey creatures before, but like we take our deals seriously, okay? Just give him a fair shake.
We're gonna cut away from the scene, but Gorbin, you would hear silence, and all you're gonna hear is, right as we cut away from the scene, "Please tell her succotash." And we cut to the tower as Kyogen, as you are running with the cantering Amber coming up behind.
I was following too.
And following as well, being ridden by Karis. We are going to say that you all catch up quickly to Kyogen. He's moving at top speed, but we're going to, unless you're going to try to interrupt his movements, if you are, let me know, but we're going to go back into Kyogen for a moment.
Dear and I would be trying to talk to his brain.
His brain's closed right now. There seems to have been a liquid spill.
Oh no. Oh no, he's dead.
Amber's just following. She can keep pace with him, even with Karis on her back.
Try picking him up, like grab his shoulders and lift him so he'll be running in place in the air.
I don't
Okay.
know if it would work, but I would like to try to cast suggestion on him. It says that they have to be able to hear and understand me. I don't know if he can hear me, but I gotta try. It says it requires a snake tongue and either a bit of honeycomb or a drop of sweet oil. I bite into my own tongue because I'm a snake, and I say, "Kyogen, stop running, please."
Let's hope that doesn't consume the components.
That would be quite the issue.
Right. As you all are continuing your various acts of trying to stop Kyogen inside your mind, as you are following these burning piles, you see that a crack of lightning goes across. And as the crack goes across and the thunder peals after, you hear just a hint of Karis's voice, but it's not enough to bring you free. It's as if with each lightning strike, one of your friends is attempting something, but the situation is singular inside your mind. And as you get closer and as these large bonfires drift to your right, you come closer to a great lodge that you know very, very well. It is your father's.
Immediately, I'm really freaking out. Like, I sort of grind to a halt where I'm standing and just thinking to myself, how can this be? I'm so far from their mountain. How is it here? Where is Alondra here? Is my sister alive?
You see the great hide in front of the portal swept aside as a figure, massive, wearing a black hood and cape, comes out to stand in front of you. For the other three, you have reached the outside of the tower, and Kyogen has come to a stop. However, from the door of the tower, you three see a great figure with a black hood and a black cape. Karis, you just saw this person in your mind. And as the hands go up and pull the hood down, the wolf headdress is pulled back up into place as your father stands before you, chieftain of your tribe.
You have done well. You have made it far. Are you ready for what comes next? Are you ready to go beyond the becoming, Kyogen?
This can't be. You're gone. Our village is burned to the ground. I held Alondra's body in my hands. You cannot be here.
The strong survive, Kyogen. The Bear Shadow. The Bear Shadow. How long had it been in our family? From Orgomir, through the generations to me and to you. To get this far required sacrifice. Those in our village fulfilled a destiny, as did those snakes in the temple. It's all according to the scrolls. A village consumed with one survivor, that is you, Kyogen. A temple sacrificed with one survivor, that is, and in the real world, you all hear what he's saying. He points to Karis. That is the snake right there. And here you both lay. Here you both reside. The scrolls were right. The world is ready to be ours.
You betrayed our village.
I fulfilled a destiny.
You burned our family. For what? What?
Garnet.
Power. For the Bear Shadow. Every mountain will be Bear Mountain. Without the arcane, without the civilization to strike us back and keep us in the wilds, our destiny is ready to be fulfilled. We have but one thing left to do.
Can I cast Dispel Magic and break Kyogen out of this?
You absolutely can try.
Do we see this guy?
You do.
Okay.
Well, aren't you guys still at the bottom of the tower?
Yeah,
You guys are
Garnet and Gorbrin, you guys are just now kind of from a distance seeing this.
So I'm just gonna shout up like, "Hey!" He's gonna point it at the sword up to the guy. Get away from my friend.
He ignores you completely. You're still a good 100 yards off.
So he's gonna run.
Okay. Roll me a nat 20 plus your whatever your spell DC modifier is, or your spell modifier is.
I think you mean a D20.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, whatever I said. Yeah, D20.
You said a nat 20. I mean, if you wanted to just be a nat
Yeah,
20.
go ahead and roll me a nat 20. If you do that, I will, shit. But
I'm going to roll this with advantage for reasons. Yeah, let's have fun. So with my modifier, not my attack, right?
Yep.
Yes, but I think
It's the same.
Yeah, just modifier.
Yeah, it's a 15.
Okay, so Kyogen, you would see that the flaming piles of bonfires begin to flicker as the storm above produces a rain that puts those fires out. And though the rest of you do not feel this rain, you see that instead of Bear Mountain, elements of this glen and glade that you were in before begins to bleed through, but something is augmenting this illusion. Deirdre Nahal would know what it is.
What is it?
It's the weave. Someone's using it the way you did.
Oh. Can I try to interrupt it?
Roll me an Arcana check, please. Amber, what are you doing right now, as this is odd?
Yeah, this is weird. They seem stressed out again, which is all right. I'm just wondering if I should smite this person. But I mean, if Kairos is, yep.
I'm assuming that was a nat 20. I looked down before. Okay.
Yeah.
Across the sky and down by the sides, through all the trees and the blades of grass, you see the lattice work of the weave, again pulsing with that erratic 7-hued toned light. And you do see a nice little patch that seems to be fine just at the base of the tower.
Yeah, so if someone's trying to use the weave suddenly, I would like to maybe try to snatch him out of it.
Okay. You would have to do so by the tower, which is currently beyond you and this large wolf-skinned Goliath.
I fly up and over.
He watches as you go.
Kyogen, are you ready to fulfill your destiny?
Sort of hangs his head in the rain, his hair becoming soaked. He looks around at the ashes of his village and my father
Corporate is
dead. And he pops his necrotic shroud. And it's the deepest, blackest, darkest that Karis has ever seen.
Corbin sees this and he's booking it as fast as he can.
You're still a good way off.
What is left of you, even if you are my father, I will end here today, because Alondra deserves that. She deserves better than you could have ever given her.
She fulfilled her destiny, and you mock her sacrifice.
No. As I've done for every day, every moment, since I said goodbye. I don't mock anything. I cherish her memory. Goodbye, Alondra. And I bonus action rage and move towards him.
He stands there and crosses his arms, the great, meaty arms that resemble those of his son, and he stares with an air of patriarchal disappointment. And as he looks, he watches the White Witch, the one that needs to be sacrificed, the one he was going to order Keogan to kill. For she is not supposed to be here. As he turns and looks down the hill at the charging knight, beyond that, to the rogue, he sees a figure rise out of the flowers beside Garnet. Daphnia?
What? What? Who's saying? Who's using that name?
A black hood is pulled back, revealing your brother.
Ori!
What are you doing here?
I don't know. What are you doing here?
Taking over the Feywild. You are not supposed to be here, and you weren't supposed to bring him. And he points to Perry.
I have a lot of questions.
Oh, I'm sure.
Please don't take over the Feywild. I mean,
I'm afraid that rock has already started to roll down the hill. Several things need to happen, and it's not going to be pleasant. One of us has to kill Perry now.
no.
I don't write the rules, I just wish to enforce them in a realm that I control.
No. No, absolutely not.
I'm afraid it's already written.
No.
The White Witch needs to die, he needs to die, the other four of you can come with us. You have
No.
other plans.
No, Ori, I have
Yes.
never listened to you in my entire life.
I know, this seems to be a bad time to start, so I'm
So,
expecting violence.
The thing is that if you want to get to Perry, you have to kill me first.
Yeah. This is something that we all sort of thought about before, so we can accept a loss, but that barbarian looks like he's going to get himself killed. We need to keep, let's see. How are you connected with these people, the knight and all of them you want to keep? Is there a compromise we could reach? I could trade you for Perry, perhaps. I make no guarantees, but the White
No.
Witch, she has to die.
No.
No, yes, we can, or no?
No, you can't kill anybody, Perry. We're not Perry. I'm sorry. Aurelius, you can't do that. You just can't.
It's
What?
the mark of a good ruler to be able to compromise.
Does Dad know about this?
What do you think?
I mean, I don't know what that man thinks. Was he like, oh yeah, of course, go take over the Feywild?
I
Are you doing this for Dad? Because you really just need to stop just like doing whatever he tells you to.
Well, you know, he pushed me away from the arcane arts. I took up divinity and divine magic, and boy oh boy, won't that be a good thing whenever the arcane ceases to exist in the Feywild. Ooh! The one-eyed man is king in the land of the blind. And since you all rely so much on your magics, then it'll be god power that powers the Feywild.
And what does your god think about this?
All for it.
I would like to insight check that.
Go right ahead.
That's a 23.
Yeah, he's legit.
Of course.
But you
Of
get
course.
you get the idea that maybe you're not quite sure who he had really been praying to.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Look, Aurelius, I know that you have some like self-esteem issues
Gonna make
because
sure that
I'm the
everyone's-
favorite, but
Yes.
this is not the way to work through them.
This is like hashtag called out right now. Okay. So, all right, so we're going to cut away from that. And as we see the siblings pairing off, the father and son pairing off, Deirdre Nahal, you're able to make it over to the one section of the weave. Karis and Amber, Karis still on Amber's back as you all are riding. You see around the area 5 other cloaked figures pop up in various situations and various states of secrecy as they begin to look, conspire with one another with turned heads and whispers, as perhaps odds are being placed on how this is going to turn out. But we'll have to figure that out next season, as this is where we are going to end season 1 of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. You have met the 7, those that you are chasing. You know every member of them, with the exception of Deirdre Nahal, who's not supposed to be here. And nowhere in the scrolls that this fanatic group is following is there ever been a mention of a white witch. At least in the pages that they have. But that's all we have for now, as we are going to go around to our friends and see where we can find them online and just see how great everyone is. Kika, let's start with you. How are you, my friend, and where can we find you online?
I am your friend via networking. Sorry. Hi. I'm doing pretty good. I want the next season to start like right now, please. Please just don't make me wait too long to get back into this. Yeah, I am Kika. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/KikaVO. If you happen to be at PAX East, I will be running 2 panels there, one on transgender narratives and tabletop gaming, and one on respectfully role-playing outside your own identity. And you can find me on Twitter, or at twitch.tv/Kika, that's twitch.tv/KKKA. Yeah, I guess with this going on hiatus, I only really have my Sunday game, The Shattered Eye, on Soulbear RPG. So check me out there with Kayla as well. Yeah, that's about it.
Fantastic, fantastic. Links in the chat, everybody. Please follow our friends as we drop down. Lauren, thank you so much for showing up. I honestly, I thought there was going to be a bigger fight and there would be heal magic that would be necessary. And I appreciate you so much for being here. I think I speak for everyone when I say, and I think Lauren, Garnet Lauren said it last time, it's nice to have joy in this group because we've seen so very little of it. And what a spectacular character. I hope we can see her canter again at some point, as the Cyclop is absolutely one of my favorite things. So, welcome, Raiders. We're getting ready to leave too. Where can we find you online, Lauren? And How you doing?
Oh, I'm great. I love Amber. I think she's a doll. And I love her friend Karis, and we're a snake and a horse, and we're very cute together, and it's great. Hi, everybody. I'm Lauren. I'm Not Salty Ginger over on Twitter, she, her pronouns. And I am a member of the team here at Tales from the Grim, where you can find me on Sunday nights and Monday nights running a Lady Blackbird campaign called Wild Blue Yonder. And then I play games from the internet with my friends. I play 2 games on Off the Table and 2 games over on the Scraticus Academy. Next thing up is Star Trek Perfection Shadow tomorrow at 1 Eastern on the Scraticus Academy, which I'm very excited for. And otherwise, I post on Twitter. The end.
Fantastic. And let's jump over to the snake to your horse. Fan art would be awesome. Fan art for a lot of this episode would be great. Personally, I want to see the first time, I want to see the bequeathing of Lionel from Garnet to Gorbrin. I also want to see Kyogen stalking past the burning mounds. I want to see Deirdre Nahal with the broom stopping a falling mass of people. But I really want to see a snake riding a horse. So, Blenny, how are you and where can we find you on the internet?
I'm doing great. Karis is doing less great, but she's working on it. You can find me on Twitter at BlennyB, BLINNEBEE. We're going on a break here, but starting, I think we're probably going to be starting up right around the time that the podcast I'm going to be on starts releasing. It is Returning the Wanderers. Wanderers, not Wanders. That is Kami Caulfield's podcast in her homebrew world. That's super, super exciting. I'm going to be playing a much happier character than Karis if you want to check that out. The Uncaged Anthology is releasing Volume 1, March 12th. Get on DM's Guild on PDF and in print. Volume 2 is going to be in April, and so on and so forth. All 4 volumes releasing through June. Is that math? 4? Once a month. If that's math. Yeah, and all my stuff's in my pin tweet and in my little bio. So check that out, and I want to play more right now, please. That's all.
Fantastic, everybody. Link is in chat. And before we go any further, before we get to Jason, I want to let everybody know that everybody here, I think with the exception of Kika, will be back here next week, including myself and Lauren, as we play through DM Donathan Fry's Ravenloft Meat Grinder. In fact, what? There's something to see. Hold on a second. Hey, there we are. And right before we went, Kika, we can always take more for the meat grinder. just let it. Alrighty, so let's go over to Jason. As yes, next week in our time slot, everyone you see here will be back for the meat grinder as we go into DM Donathan Fry's hellacious Ravenloft landscape. If you know Don, you know that none of us are likely to survive, but I will be here finally playing with all of these great people that I love so much. I will be shoulder to shoulder, rushing around, throwing them in front of me to keep my character alive. I mean, valiantly fighting beside them. Anyway, Jason, how are you doing, my friend? And where can we find you online?
I'm shook, man. Like I'm an intense, when it comes down to RPM, really get intense method style. And yeah, I apologize, as I know that was probably really dark for a lot of people. But I mean, that's Kyogen. That's who he is. He lost everything, and this was a long time coming. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. You can find me at JasonTDNDM on Twitter. And you'll see lots of stuff here coming soon in regards to a massive charity stream for Jasper's Game Day, which a lot of my fellow streaming friends are going to be participating in. Greg will be DMing one of our main event shows one of the nights. So it's going to run from May 12th through the 16th, I believe it is, from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. every single day. And there'll be massive amounts of very well-known people within the D&D community participating. So look out for lots of updates via my Twitter. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome, buddy. And thank you for that backstory, for all of your backstories for Kyogen. We've just touched it as we see what awaits as the Seven have made their appearance. But we go over to the founder of Lionel, the bearer of his Sakatash safety word, Lauren. How are you?
Hi.
Where can we find you on the internet?
I feel really bad that I'm such good friends with the sword that was donated for somebody else, but I love Lionel so much. This is really fun. I'm glad y'all finally got to learn Garnet's real name. And I was very excited to have double Lauren power. I love Amber so much. I hope you can come back sometime. Yeah, I am Lauren. I am JL_NaceGirl on Twitter. I am Starving Soubrette on Twitch. I play lots of games on the internet with my friends. I have a pinned tweet right now that is now updated, so you can see all of the things that I'm doing. There's some D&D, there's some Ryutama. It's a fun time. Besides next week, which of course I'm going to, murder Ravenloft, I will be streaming solo RPGs at this time on my channel, twitch.tv/StarvingSoubrette. So you can do that. I also wrote a game. It's called The Page I Didn't Write. It's a solo RPG about writing letters and saying things that you can't say to important people. And I think that's everything. I had a really great time. I also want this to I want season 2 to be right now. It's, we're good. We have a good thing going. I like us. Having a fun time. So many raids. We're about to leave.
I know. Everyone's rushing to Critical Role. That's what they're like. Oh, Greg's so on fire. So yeah, absolutely, everybody. And in fact, I think I am going to play The Page I Didn't Write as Lionel, trying to tell Gorbrin that he would like to go back with Garnet. Dear Sir Gorbrin. Anyway, thank you very much. Links are in chat, everybody. Gorbrin, Kayla, how are you, my friend? Where can we find you on the internet? And I'll take us home. Raiders, please follow and check out this VOD. These people were great. Let's listen to Kayla.
I want season 2 right now. Right now. I hate waiting. I want to see what happens when all these Organization 13 guys just bring back their hoods. Kingdom Hearts style. It's gonna be great. But I'm Kayla RPG. I talk about D&D. I talk about game design. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter.com at Chorus RPG. And on Sundays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Silver RPG Twitch, I run a game called The Shattered Eye, which is a sword and sorcery Greek and Roman myth-inspired game where I play the DM, and I'm joined by Kika Vio, Deirdre Nahal, Wandering DM, and Chris Greer in a family drama-filled game that has been crazy so far, and I'm so blessed to have them as a cast. And not only that, but right now I have a GoFundMe up. I have realized and I have accept the fact that I am a trans woman, and I'm doing all that I can to try to transition and live my life the way I see myself as. The problem is that I don't make enough with the 2 jobs that I have to afford to move to a safe place or to begin that transition. So I need all the help I can get. If you would be kind enough, donations are great, or you can share the GoFundMe on Twitch or Facebook or Instagram. And not only that, if you know people that are willing to talk to me about a possible position or job and are looking for somebody to fill a writing or video editing role, please let me know, because I'm trying to do all that I can to be in a better place. That's all for me.
Thank you, my friend. Everybody's links are in chat, everyone. And thank you all for joining us. Thank you all, Legion. You are absolutely fantastic. This group, like I said, will be back next week. I'll be fighting beside them. We're going to have fun and hijinks because Dawn runs the most family-friendly, gore-less games. I mean, it'll be great. I'm bringing flowers. I can't wait. It should be awesome. But until next time, everybody, which is next week, as the campfire goes down, there's only one thing left to say. You can't always roll nat 20s, unless you're Deirdre Nahal, but you can always role play. Have a great one, everybody.